We have heard a lot from some of our colleagues on the other side of the aisle, and not all of them. And I think there was a mix of questioning that somehow the judge would have a personal agenda of her own that she would bring to the court. And after hours of listening to her answer questions, I think it is pretty clear to me and to anyone that watched the hearing that just isn't true. You did a careful review of her background and her record, and I assume you were able to watch some of the hearing. I don't think you were sequestered during the hearing. Is there anything in her record or in the answers she gave before the committee that make you believe that she will be anything but an impartial, even-handed justice?
There was, well, number one, Senator, we were not glued to the hearings. We were preparing for our testimony.
Okay.
Okay,
Very
so
good.
I can't attest to or speak to everything, but certainly there is nothing that's come to our attention to change our well-qualified rating.
Mm-hmm. Very good. As someone who myself, I will call it, was in the arena as a prosecutor, in my case, hundreds of thousands of cases over my years, and supervising hundreds of lawyers, it's always easy for anyone to step back and pick apart any case. I think Senator Blumenthal knows that. I think Senator Whitehouse knows that. You can say someone is too tough, which I've heard, or you can say they're too weak, which I've also heard. But I think your review and actually talking to the people who work with her and appeared before her is really quite important. And I know this is the same kind of review you have done for other justices, regardless of the political party of the president. Is that right?
Correct.
Correct.
One of the things that I brought up with her yesterday, and that discussion you wouldn't have had to see, was that of her over 500 opinions, I think nearly 600 opinions, she only had a 3% reversal rate. And in one case that she and I discussed involving Guam, she actually wrote an opinion. The D.C. Circuit reversed her, but then the U.S. Supreme Court reversed the D.C. Circuit and sided with her unanimously, and Clarence Thomas wrote the opinion. I just think it's an interesting twist on if people have an agenda, and also about a judge that is calling things as they are. And just in general, when it comes to reversal rates, is that something you look at? Would you be alarmed if she had a very high reversal rate as opposed to what we see here?
Well, we certainly look at reversal rates, and I think Mr. Drayton can comment on the reaction of our reading groups who looked at specifically those cases as well and what their conclusions were.
Well, first, Senator, the conclusions were that in the cases in which she was reversed, she was analyzing unquestioned legal questions, unsettled legal questions, and thus they were questions of first impression. When they looked at her analysis in those cases, they found her analysis to be reasonable. Mm-hmm. And so they felt that she had the difficult questions of jurisdiction and statutory interpretation. And so they felt that her record was excellent, given the fact that only less than 2% of her cases were reversed.
Mm-hmm. Very good. All right. Well, I want to just thank you for your good work. I read some of the comments, which I'm sure are in the record of some of the people that you interviewed, but I guess I'd end with that. She's one of the brightest legal minds in the country. We have a lot of smart people, but she is brilliant. Studying her opinions, this was my favorite, is like a master class in judicial writing. And then finally, I think, which is very important after our hearing yesterday, Judge Jackson has the perfect temperament for a judge. And with that, I will close. Thank you.